We are going to welcome our next speaker up before our next break. I'm going to invite Eric Jen up on stage. He's the co-founder and CEO of re-energize, which is both an Elevate Gap Fund and Elevate Capital Fund portfolio company. And Eric and his team, given what we were just talking about in terms of natural resources, and when Monica was up here earlier talking about decarbonization, re-energize is working to help major international multinational corporations decarbonize their supply chains and move to renewable energy generation. So let's have Eric come up and talk about that.
Thank you, Ben. Hi. Hello. Can you guys hear me okay? I'll just project. It's nice to meet you all. We're very happy to be here. Thank you, Ben, and thank you, Nitin, for everything that you've done for us. I'm the CEO and founder of REN. I'm actually part of a team that's located 5 or 6 blocks from here. We're very much local. I was born in Corvallis, Oregon. Go Beavs. I went to Terra Linda Elementary School, Cedar Park Middle School, Sunset High School. So as local as it gets. We're very local and we're very proud to be local. So, coming to this country as the son of Taiwanese immigrants, I never could have imagined where we are today. For us and our little company, the American dream is still very much alive. And we really appreciate Elevate supporting minority-led businesses. So, quick history of REN. I actually left Portland for a little bit to go work for Goldwind in Chicago, building wind projects, some of the first in particular countries like Ecuador, Panama, Chile. Nike caught wind of this and brought me home. Nike actually had manufacturing in a lot of the countries where I was building wind projects in Asia and South America, and they appointed me to be the leader of their supply chain renewable energy program. Just this quick, fun crowd participation. If you were to guess how much energy Nike uses, direct and indirect energy usage, and if Nike were a sovereign nation, where would they rank out of 200 or so countries? They would be the 94th largest country in the world if Nike was a country. That was the first aha moment for me to realize, wow, Fortune 100 companies consume as much energy as entire countries. Now, that's just one Fortune 100 company, right? And I loved Nike. I loved my time at Nike, but I realized something needed to be done. Nike was actually a leader. We became the #1 supply chain renewable energy program, tied with Apple in 2018. The other companies were way behind us in the Fortune 100. I realized something needed to be done. So if I can just tell you guys really quick, 3 aha moments that caused me to create REN. Number 1, size, right? These companies are the size of entire countries in terms of their energy consumption that needs to go 100% renewable, and they've all committed to it, the entire Fortune 100. Number 2, any of you who have traveled to Asia, especially in the manufacturing centers and industrial parks and special economic zones, you see that Coca-Cola, Ford, Nike, Adidas, they all manufacture in the same places. They've actually all made the same commitments to going 100% renewable, but they don't know how. They make shoes or soda or cars, but they manufacture in the same places and they've all committed to going 100% renewable. So what if we could work together to combine our loads, which are individually too small, but if Nike's factory load combines with Coca-Cola, combines with Ford, and we get renewable together to go source a wind or solar project, that is where economies of scale can enable big corporations to get renewable across the entire world. The last aha moment was speed. Corporations have committed to getting 100% renewable by 2030. As a renewable energy professional, I can tell you that's impossible. I did 1 to 2 projects a year when I was building wind projects. Now, if you're a typical company in the Fortune 100 like Nike that manufactures, you have thousands of facilities. How are you going to get them all renewable? There must be a technology that is created to combine facilities in these industrial parks across corporations to go source wind and solar together. And that's what we've built at REN. So really quickly here, we have 15 employees now. We've raised $6 million across 3 rounds. We're a late seed stage company now. This is not a pitch. We are not currently raising, so don't worry. Next year, we probably will start looking a little bit. We have 10,000 facilities from global corporations on the REN platform now. And this is a little bit of what it looks like. I want to draw your attention to the clusters. These are real clusters of real corporate customers like Google's a customer, Target, Gap, Lululemon, Primark. We can see where their facilities overlap in the same geographic location and where we can source wind and solar for them together. So thank you, Elevate. You helped make all of this possible. You were our first institutional check across a couple and including a pitch competition. Thank you, Ty, as well. Follow-on funding, you believed in us. When we raised our seed and seed extension, you were there alongside us. And you actually introduced us to our lead investor for the first round. So thank you for all of that. Sumitra, who's a part of Elevate, is our fractional CFO, and he's been incredible for us, helping to build out our tech and the ongoing guidance and support you give us. We wouldn't be here without that. Our mission is to change the world by unlocking good energy. And so a little bit of what the future of REN is going to look like, our vision. We started on the premise of the biggest change we can make to this world right now with existing available capabilities is to take country-sized corporations renewable. If we take one country-sized corporation renewable, or 10, or 30, and for the investors in the room, if you participate in that, this is a quantifiable change down to the kilowatt hour of how much you've changed the world. If these companies are each the size of countries in the Fortune 100, imagine taking 50 of them renewable, or 100. That is what we're after. But it's since grown a little bit, and this is recent. Google's not just a customer, they're actually a partner. We all use Google Earth. You've probably used it to check out your own home or your backyard or something like that. They have a lot more technology under the hood that's not available to the public. We partnered with them because we are currently mapping out, our ambition is the entire global corporate supply chain, every company in the world. And with that, we're going to be able to see where all their facilities overlap, kind of like we were discussing before. And those opportunities, we have an automated process to get them renewable in our technology. We're a SaaS company. And that automated process, it's my dream to first map the entire global corporate supply chain, and two, that's number one, but then two, make everyone naked. And what do I mean by that? I mean, if every corporation's facilities are open to the public and their peers to examine and see the entire ESG profile, let's just talk about renewable energy. How much is renewable right now, broken down by offsets, credits, on-site, off-site? How much still needs to go renewable, with the exact list of legally available procurement mechanisms in each country down to the provincial level, which we already have in our platform. At that point, when everyone's opportunity to go renewable is exposed and they're just not doing it, we think that will be the biggest catalytic change. There are many steps, of course, to get there with data privacy and peer pressure and public pressure to get there, but the first step is just to map the global corporate supply chain, and we're well on our way to doing that. I think the most interesting part of any presentation is the interactive bit, the questions. So it was my goal to get to questions as soon as possible. So I think we have a decent amount of time to do that.
Have you, what's your reaction to Grid Status IO? Do you see the similarities between what they're doing and what you're doing? You're familiar with it?
We're not familiar with them, no.
Okay, I'll talk to you later, but that's not much of a question then. It's really cool.
Okay.
Has nothing to do with me.
Yeah, it's a good question. For developers, like the background that I come from, they're very interested in us because they want nothing more than 200 to 300 megawatts of Fortune 500 backed corporate assets that are all grouped together under a portfolio that they get to supply wind or solar to. We've actually had a few opportunities to sell the company early and make a quick buck because large-scale renewable energy asset owner operators or developers, they see us as a boutique corporate project pipeline, you could see, kind of like a BD engine. We don't want to do that because we have a team of super mission-driven individuals. And if we, had a first right of refusal even, or just exclusive agreement with Stone Peak, AGP, Leonis, a lot of the infrastructure funds, we'd be not giving the best agnostic advice to our corporate customers. Yeah.
For the customer to choose which energy they want as a source, how do you get to sources?
It's a good question. So there are a lot of databases like Bloomberg New Energy Finance that give you the breakdown of all the available options in each country. But I found at Nike, when I was on the customer side, I'm kind of the ideal customer, or I was the ideal customer. It's fine to review all those resources to see what's possible in general in a given country with the policy, but it might not pertain to your specific facilities for Nike or for L'Oreal or for Ford Motor Company. How to get specific about how your facilities can take advantage of legally available procurement mechanisms, which is what it's all about, right? How you do that is actually the hack, the secret hack is to get in good with the local law firms that are doing renewable energy transactions. That is a source of truth. No matter what the country level policy says, a lot of time grid authorities can put blockers like increasing wheeling charges to be prohibitive in transmission and distribution agreements. So who do you talk to? Talk to the local affiliate of DLA Piper, Holland & Hart, McKinsey Baker, who are actually undergirding real corporate procurement transactions that can give you some idea of precedent.
We have time for one more question.
Yeah. I know everyone kind of says this, but we have a little bit of a moat in that we're very specialized. We're niche. There is a Northwest group called Level 10 who a lot of people ask us about, and they're fantastic. But they're a database of supply. Some of the wind and solar projects in the United States and in Europe, and PPAs that corporates might want to sign on to. We've always been addressing the challenge and tackling the demand side, unlocking the demand side. So our database is not renewable energy projects, it's facilities of the global corporations that need to go renewable, that have been committed to 100%, and packaging those up into bite-sized pieces to get into the marketplace.
Let's give Eric a round of applause.